Hi, I'm Patience Garcia. Today I have with me Crystal, Tatiana, Brianna, and Maylee. Today I will be discussing the advantages that transgender athletes have compared to competitive athletes. Picture this: you spend years perfecting your skills and sacrificing time and energy to be the best in your sport. Now imagine competing against someone who, despite has less training, has a physical edge over you because of their gender identity. How fair is that when your hard work is outmatched by factors you can't control? Today my goal is to persuade you that transgender athletes competing in competitive sports does not align with their biological sex, which creates an unfair advantage for athletes. This topic has been widely debated among athletes in competitive sports and researchers. By examining scientific studies, real-world cases, I will demonstrate why it's crucial to establish fair policies and uphold inclusivity and competitive integrity. My main points: the biological difference between male and female athletes create an unnatural competition disparities. Allowing transgender women to compete in women's sports could undermine fairness and opportunities for female athletes. A balanced approach is needed to protect both inclusivity and fairness in sports. Let's start by exploring differences that play a significant role in athletic performances. My first point. In 2023, Hunter highlights that men typically have greater strength and power than women similar to their age. These disparities begin at puberty and due to the high rise in testosterone levels, and are influenced both psychologically and historical. My next point. An article published by New York Times on April 20th, 2024, Longman reports a new ICO-founded study which found that trans women athletes have a greater strength than cisgender women, but have lower abilities and lung function. This study challenges and claims inherent advantages that trans women have in sports and causes caution against blanket bans. Allowing transgender athletes to compete in women's sports can undermine fairness and opportunities that female athletes rarely have today. According to a 2012 article from AlloTree, the NCAA has banned transgender athletes from competing in women's sports, which aligns with President Trump's executive order. This move aims to protect and safety of female athletes, which replaces the previous step which allowed participation based on hormone treatment and testosterone levels, seeking an established uniform standards. An article from the ERLC in June 24 argues that banning transgender women from women's sports is crucial for fairness, which highlights the biological males have a physical advantage from male puberty, like creating muscle mass and capacity, which creates an uneven playing field, and could limit opportunities that female athletes rarely have today. Seeing how transgender women can undermine fairness and opportunities for female athletes, let's see how a balanced approach could help female athletes. My first point. According to Heather's 2022 study, transgender women may retain physical advantages from previous testosterone levels, which creates an unfair competition in elite women's sports and should be considered to be ensured fairness for female-born athletes. Another article by Avery from January 2021 on NBC News discusses a study that trans women retain athletic advantages even after a year of hormone therapy concerns. This concerns many athletic policies that most women nowadays don't have any advantages than men's sports. You rarely see anything about women's sports nowadays. So they have to ensure, since male-born one transgender to women gives them a right, but doesn't give them a right to join a sport where it's rarely even noticed. To wrap up on taking a balanced approach, let's recap my main points. My first point was biological differences between male and female, which create unnatural performance disparities. My second point was allowing transgender women to compete in women's sports and can undermine fairness and opportunities for female. And lastly, my last point was a balanced approach is needed to ensure both fairness and inclusivity in sports. To create a fair playing field, I propose that the following policies, clear guidelines for transgender athletes, which are considered sports organizations, establish uniform research upon their certain hormonal levels that they have been taken on, and residential advantages for male puberty. Also, separate divisions which allow transgender people to have their own league and still be recognized for their sports, while cisgender athletes can still compete in their sports they worked hard for. Think back to when I asked you, imagine someone taking your sport away just because of their gender identity. While it is vital to respect and identities of all athletes, competitive sports should remain a safe space where talent and dedication and hard work are the determining factors for success. Let's work together to create an environment where fairness is upheld and every athlete, regardless of gender, can compete on a level playing field. Thank you.